welcome. We are so excited to be back. Also, thank you guys for hitting our 1,000 subscribers. We're at like 1,500.
Hence the champagne for Carlisle.
Yes. So that's what I'm doing. I'm celebrating. So if you're in a responsible,
I'm having some Olipop because I'm recovering from a very long and hard sickness. And I'm feeling much better.
It was like 2 weeks, but that's your idea. Very, very
It was 3 weeks. It was 3 weeks. That's a long time.
A day after you get sick, you're like, I'm over this. I'm over it. Why is it not going away? I'm like, it's been 16 minutes.
It's so true.
But yeah, seriously, everyone, thank you so much for subscribing. I wanted 1,000 by inauguration, and we got 1,500 by my birthday.
That was awesome.
So shout out to Michael Jaco, and shout out to all the new people. I love reading all your comments. I get very excited. I was going to say, please comment, like, subscribe. Unless you have something not nice to say, then don't comment. But honestly, even if it's not nice, go ahead and comment. I like reading all of them.
Okay, she likes the drama. I think I'll pass on it. I get enough of... I had my first real troll just this week. It was exclusively mine, not about the show, not about anything. And so I was like... I don't like that.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I'm ready to fight.
How could somebody be that rude? I can't relate on any
I'm with
level.
you. I don't have a thick skin.
It's not even about a thick skin. It's just mind-blowing to me that somebody would take their demons and try and throw them on me, you know? It's like, it's your demon. You keep it.
Hurts my feelings. I don't like when people do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm used to it.
No, you like the drama. I think that's why you got involved in drama.
It's not the drama. It's just I like banter. Like I'll argue, but I'm also it's not going to bother me if someone says something.
Well, it doesn't bother me, but I think it's rude. Like
yeah, but even if something's
I
rude,
can't even
like,
believe
okay.
somebody would do that.
If someone has something clever to say, even if it's mean, I'll give them props if it's clever.
Yeah. Well,
but I like roasting. I like that style of comedy.
Yeah, that's true.
Me too, as long as I'm not getting roasted.
As long as somebody else is getting roasted.
I think it's a good one.
Then it's funny.
That makes sense. I like it.
Yes, but if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe as well. That helps us. We love to see it. Also, I was going to say, now that we have a chunk of people who watch, I was going to put out
a chunk of people.
A chunk of people.
A chunk of people. You sound so appreciative of them.
I'm very excited. I'm
beautiful light beings.
I'm very excited for my chunk of people.
Are hanging out with us, and we're blessed by it.
Well, they don't even have to be light beings. They can be anyone. We don't discriminate. I just want the views. I'm very excited. I want... But I was going to open up and I was going to give out our my Carlisle Let Me Ask My Mom email, because what I really want to do was we open each of our episodes with a question for you. That's why it's called Let Me Ask My Mom. And I would really like if we actually got in questions from our viewers versus just me thinking of a question.
So fun.
Yeah, I think
that
that's more
idea.
cool. It's more interactive, and I really want to know what people think. So also I'll link that. No, yeah. I'll say it out loud in a second, and then I'll link it underneath the video. I'll put the email to submit questions. Also, if you have things that you love when we talk about certain things, you wish we talked about certain things more personal, I want to open the floor to I want to know what the viewers enjoy watching, what makes them laugh, what they want to hear more of, what they think is kind of boring.
Yeah, I agree. I like all the constructive criticism. I do. We even had several people giving us ideas on thumbnails and stuff, and I loved it. I was like, let's do that.
Yes. Yeah.
And ironically, you were thinking about doing it anyway. The other thing that would be kind of cool is if you have a cool question that maybe your kid has asked you, and you want to share, or a question that you've asked your mom that you think was profound,
or any question,
send that to us. Yeah.
Anything that you want my mom to answer, or me as well.
All right. You can pretend like you're someone.
I'm like, if I could talk to my cats for a day, I would just let them know how much money I spend on them. I'd be like, just so you know. Just an overview. Here's my bank statements of all this gluten-free food I feed you.
So you're going to tell everybody what the glasses, something about the glasses that we're drinking out of today?
But first we have, so first that email for questions, submissions, ideas is carlisle.letmeaskmymom@gmail.com. And then I have to ask you a question. And it's February.
That's
so
true.
I think for all of February, we should do love-themed questions.
Oh, okay.
So I want to know, because I think this is very interesting and everyone's is so specific. how do you know when you like someone? Because some people like meet someone one time and then they're immediately obsessed with them. You know what I mean? And then you can just kind of tell. Some people would be like months before they even realize they like someone. So what's your tell? How do you know? Like, what's the moment when you realize, oh, I like someone? What's your tell? Is it like a physical reaction? Is it a mental reaction? What is it?
So I need some clarification. Is this just any human that
No,
I
it's
get
romantic.
along with? Okay.
Because you like almost all humans.
The humans, they're all like full of treasures, and I love finding the treasure. So that's a great question, and I would say rewinding, it's a vibe, and I kind of know before I even experience, like when I look at, I haven't had that many relationships in my life, but when I look at each one, it was really just being in their field. And I just...
But how did you know?
It was the feeling that I got. Like I really found myself like an extra high. Like you just like, it's this feeling like you're at a party and all of a sudden you see them, you talk to them, and you're like on like this cloud.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, like the magic
Cloud
carpet
surfing.
ride.
Aladdin with that magic carpet. It was
Yeah.
a metaphor.
So if I walk into a room and the clouds are there, I'm like, oh, this is good.
That's good.
How about you? I want to hear.
Okay, no, I wanted to ask you this as well because mine is funny.
Okay.
It's very like me. Like I won't even notice that I like someone until I literally just want to hang out with them all the time.
Yeah.
And specifically when I run errands with someone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you don't even care why you're with them. It just...
No, it's
you're
like
down.
I specifically only want them to run an errand with me.
Right.
Like it's not like I get butterflies or I notice that I like them. Even my friends can be like, "Oh, do you like them?" I'm like, "No, what are you talking about? I just want them to come with me to the Container Store." Like, it's just a different, you know what I mean? So that's my thing is when it's like, because I don't have that many friends, I don't hang out with people that often.
Right.
So I notice it when I actually want to like make effort to do and just to actually be around the person. But I think it's because everyone's love language is different. And I think how I receive love is quality time.
Oh, interesting.
Because I like doing mundane things, but with someone that makes it feel very exciting.
Right. And so I guess that was that the only question, or did you have? It sounded like you had two.
No.
No. Okay, I just misunderstood you. No, that's really interesting about the love language, because I don't know that mine would match with my love language.
Do you know? Because how you receive it and how you give it is different. So like my love language for giving is like gifts and words of affirmation.
Yeah. Mine's thoughtfulness, acts of service. I like
yeah.
to receive.
Acts of service.
Yeah.
I hate doing acts of service.
Yeah. Well, I like giving them too, but I'm just saying that's kind of where I'm like, okay, that's confirmation. They're going out of their way for me. They're investing in me. Don't know where it came from, but that has nothing to do with the vibe that I felt being in a room with this person I'm now attracted to. And it's like instant. It's weird. If I look back, I haven't had that since I've been divorced.
I think that I don't like acts of service because outside of like very basic things like doing the dishes and laundry, I don't want people doing things without like not my consent. What's the right word? Like I have my room a certain way that I want it.
Yeah.
Even if someone made my bed, I'd be like, thank you. But however, I would have rather made you know what I mean? Like I want it a certain way. Like don't put my clothes away because I like these here and I like those there.
Right. That's funny.
That's why it's really hard to give gifts to people who are very particular about everything in their life.
Yeah.
It is stressful. If you are someone like that, you should do the people around you a favor and make a list of things that are good gifts to give, things that you like and things that you don't like. Because if you're just a very particular person in general, it's kind of your responsibility to communicate to the people around you how you like to be taken care of.
So
you
But then
can't like...
around you have a tendency to completely ignore what you suggest they get for you. Because they think like, oh, I don't want you to tell me what to do. I'm going to think of something on my own. But then what they think of is something that you won't like because you're particular.
Yeah.
That's true. That's like people who hate surprise parties are always getting surprise parties. I'm like, that just means your friends want to throw you a surprise party, but for them, not for you. I would rather people forget my birthday than throw me a surprise party. I'm dead serious. Don't
Yeah.
ever throw me a surprise party. I like
Yeah.
surprise gifts. I like surprise cash.
The only one I ever liked was the most recent one that Renee did, because it was just at the neighborhood spot with all
Yes,
my
all of our
like
closest
closest
all the
buddies.
CMPs, the close and personals.
Yeah, so that it like I didn't care if how I looked, although I was really adorable that day.
You're like, I was particularly adorable.
I just got lucky. But that's like one of the things that I remember one of my really good friends, I was helping her husband do a 40th birthday party for, and he never told her like, oh, you should get dressed up. We're going to go to
Oh,
dinner.
no.
So she just shows up, and he didn't do any prepping to have her,
Yes.
it was her 40th.
That's like when your friend's getting engaged and their like soon to be fiance is like, make sure she gets her nails done. And you're like, hey, let's go get her nails done right now. And it's like, okay, why?
Yeah.
But that's what's always interested me about proposals as well, is that they're usually not really a surprise. Because usually like the question is so extravagant
Right.
that you kind of know the whole day what's leading up to you. Because like that's why if I get proposed to, I would rather it to be a shock. I'd rather be proposed to at like a 7-Eleven and be surprised. No, I'm dead serious. Like,
Yeah.
if you bring someone to a sunset with rose petals, like, oh, I'm getting proposed, then you just have to sit there awkwardly until they like. It just
Right.
seems like an awkward exchange if there's no,
Yeah.
like true element of. I'm not saying don't discuss it first.
Can we talk
That's
about how
different.
people use surprises to control people, or is that just way off subject?
Do you think that they do?
Absolutely.
I think that if you let a surprise control you, then you are also weak-minded or
No,
weak
no,
of
no.
will.
What I mean is, so let's say there's two couples, and the one guy wants to control the night. So he tells the other couple, hey, it's my wife's whatever. And so we're going to surprise her. So this is what we're doing. This is what time we're going. This is
Oh,
what
yeah.
time.
If it's a surprise,
Do you
can't
see what I'm
question
saying?
the authority.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I would be sketched out with someone if I hung out with them every time something was a surprise. I mean, if it happens more than once, it's a little suspect.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's something that's a technique that narcissists use.
Well, they use a lot of techniques, honestly.
Yeah, but it's a control thing that the average person doesn't see it, and they're just like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna let them,
Yeah. I think if
do
I was
this.
hanging out with someone and multiple times they're like, oh, it's a surprise, it's a surprise, surprise. I think I'd be like, eventually, I'm like, do you just want to plan everything exactly the way that you want it? Like,
yeah, that's hilarious.
that's why you gotta stay vigilant. That's why you stay suspicious.
Absolutely, I love it. But I just don't think that you would ever even get that far with somebody that was controlling.
No. It's just a type of,
You're
like,
so discerning that I just don't think that would happen.
yeah. Yeah, I'm very discerning and I'm on high alert about
I'm
that.
loving drinking out of the Fabergé glass.
I know. It makes you feel it's a very rich girl
And
moment.
these were glasses that I got you for Christmas when you were like 4 or 5, because
no, I was
you
older
were
than that. I was like 10, 11.
not much
Yeah.
older.
Yeah, I was.
No.
I was not a toddler. It was after we got back from Colorado, so I was over 6.
Okay.
I think I was like around
You were
10,
young.
11.
But anyway, it was really cute because like most kids your age would want, like horse like things, like animals, and I don't know.
I don't even think so. I think horse girls are also very specific.
Yeah, that's true. But I just was so amazed. We were walking through the store, and you're like, "Oh my god, I want these so bad!
I want these wine glasses,
And you
I'm
love the way
11.
they were sat, like in the satin box that you still have, and it just was so cute. And I was like, okay, how do I resist that? Like, she was so excited about those damn cups.
They're so beautiful. I used to love as a kid. I remember drinking Shirley Temple's out of martini glasses.
Yeah.
Because I was very bitter that the adults got all the cool glasses and the
Yes.
kids get the normal ass water cups. I was like,
Yes.
that's not fair. I don't like that. So I drink mocktails.
You did, and it was hilarious
Martini
because
glasses.
one time, Kirsten Dunst's mom and Kirsten Dunst sent you a drink, and another time Jennifer Love Hewitt sent you a drink at the Graciela or Amarano, whatever it's called now. And Harvey used to always take them and like put chocolate rims on them and
Yeah.
and do really cool stuff for you. It was fun.
It was really fun. But so we were planning, because I said that we have something special planned for when we get 1,000 subscribers. And because I wanted us to drink champagne out of our Fabergé eggs. And then I wanted to talk about the lost Fabergé eggs from the imperial Russian empire. However, looking back, I realize it's not much for the viewers as it is just for myself. So I was thinking about that this morning.
You'd be surprised. I thought it was interesting when you
It
told me. I
is.
couldn't believe that
It's
somebody would take
wild.
that much time and that much effort and how beautiful they are.
They're literally the most intricate things in the whole world.
And that there's some missing and someone doesn't know where it is.
And one was just found. We're going to get into that. So let me pull up all my little notes here.
So this is non-current events.
Yes, this is our non-current event. So there is... Okay, so first we'll do a little prequel of Mr. Fabergé himself. Okay.
Give us the deets.
Okay. So the Romanovs' extravagant royal Easter egg tradition began with the Tsar Alexander III in 1885. He was in the 5th year of his reign, having succeeded his father, Alexander II, who was killed by bomb-wielding assassins. Very violent. In 1885, Alexander sought an Easter gift to surprise and delight his wife, Maria Fedorovna, something like that. I don't speak Russian. Who spent her early years as a Danish princess before leaving Copenhagen to marry him and become a Russian empress. That's a power move. You're a princess, now you're an empress. She married up. It's hard to marry up when you're a princess, and she somehow did. So he went to his good buddy, Peter Carl Fabergé, a master goldsmith who had taken over his father's House of Fabergé jewelry business in 1882. And he started making these. These eggs are just so intricate. They're like perfectly symmetrical. They take forever. They're worth hundreds of millions of dollars, like each. They're just like these giant eggs. They're really cool. If you haven't seen them before,
Please look them up.
Google them. Yes, and so they were really, and each one had a different theme, and there was 50 Fabergé imperial eggs commissioned annually by the Romanovs, and then all the wars and the things happened between people, and all these ones got lost. So there were 8 eggs that were lost to the world.
How many were there? Do you know?
I think it said 50.
Okay,
The 50
50.
eggs made by Fabergé
were
found. Okay, so the 50 eggs made were found one by one, except for 8 that are uncounted for. Okay, so they're all over like museums all over the world, and I think like one, like a prince in Dubai or something has one.
Yeah.
So there's the hen with the sapphire pendant. This one was one of the ones that was found. And there's always, so the trick with these eggs is there's always a surprise inside. And that was the common
this
theme.
is the kind of surprise you
This
would
is a
like.
good surprise. Yes.
Let's face it, you were just giving all the you know what to surprises, and here you are going this surprise.
I said I like surprise gifts. It's the gift that keeps giving. There's more surprises. So you can, on the inside, there's a golden hen that has been decorated with rose diamonds. Very exciting. And the hen, it had laid a sapphire egg.
Wow.
And the sapphire egg is actually a pendant that you can wear. So the missing Fabergé egg was originally made in 1886. Hasn't been seen since. Now there's a cherub with a chariot. And it's an angel pulling a chariot. Also has another egg. And this one hasn't been seen since 1941.
Wow.
The necessary egg was a complete beauty. It had rubies, emeralds, diamonds, sapphires, 13 diamond jewelry accessories. Oh my gosh.
That's so cool.
That's so badass.
Yeah.
And that was last seen in England in 1952. However, this one specifically, a woman who was researching Russian jewelry or something saw it in a picture. And it's like the last known picture of it. And it looks like it was at some type of like market or something after it was lost in 1952. So they think that there might be like updated information, and they're still trying to track this one down. But because all the other ones they assume are like destroyed by now, but this is the one that they think might be in like some antique market
that's
somewhere.
so
And nobody
cool.
knows what it is. And then there's the mauve egg. And
Which one was the one that was my favorite? Or we were both like,
I have
oh
no
my gosh,
idea.
that's so
it
beautiful.
was like a snow egg or something.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think it was white though.
Yeah.
It had like it was just, they're all beautiful. The mauve egg part of it was found, and then the rest has been missing since forever. The Empire Nefertiti egg has been debated that someone found this egg and then sold it, and then some people think that they're secretly keeping it in their house, which is great. And then there's a Royal Danish egg that still hasn't been seen since they were given to, who was it? Some empress. And then the Alexander III commemorative egg is the most elusive of the bunch. It's platinum white gold enamel with diamond clusters all around the surface.
Wow.
And inside it celebrated Alexander III with a tiny golden bust of his profile. The only way, this is interesting, the only way historians found out about this egg was seeing it through a black and white photo. It has been missing since before the Russian Revolution, so it's definitely hidden deep. This is the most exciting one. Okay, you ready? The lost but found. The third imperial Easter egg was lost and then found in 2010. An American scrap metal dealer visited an antique stall somewhere in the United States and purchased a golden egg sitting on a 3-leg stand. The egg was adorned with diamonds and sapphires and opened to reveal a clock. He had no idea what this was, so he intended to sell the object to a buyer who would melt it down for metals.
Oh my gosh.
The dealer purchased his egg for $13,000 and had trouble selling it. Potential buyers told him it was overpriced. So the dealer, I know, the dealer had valued it incorrectly, but not the way he originally thought. In 2014, the man who remains anonymous discovered that his little golden egg was one of the 50 exquisitely bespoke Fabergé Easter eggs created for Imperial Russia's Royal Romanov family, and it's valued at an estimated $33 million.
Until then, he thought he got ripped off.
Yeah.
Right? Could you imagine feeling like you get ripped
No.
off and then you realize you have this like ancient treasure that's worth $33 million?
Yeah.
And also what's cool about him is it's not that like all the diamonds and gold that makes him expensive, but it's the craftsmanship that makes him expensive,
Right.
which I thought was really cool.
That is very cool. I like it. Yeah. Since you're a treasure hunter now,
Yes.
have we discussed that on this show?
No, but I don't want to.
Okay.
You alluded to it last time, but we didn't get into it.
Okay. All right. Well, apparently I'm just going to keep alluding. She doesn't want anyone to know where it is, so she's not sharing it.
My secret treasure. Yeah, it's not a treasure hunt if you let the world know.
That's true.
I'll let you know if I find the treasure.
All right.
I'll be very
We'll pull
vocal
the
about
champagne
that.
glasses out again.
Yes.
Or the whatever these are. I think they're l'apéritif glasses, but
I don't even know what that is. It sounds fancy.
yeah.
Is that French?
yeah.
You speak a little bit of French, right?
Je parle français un peu.
I don't know what that is. Sounds nice.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell people why you're not drinking? Did we already discuss that?
Well,
because you got
sort
sick.
of. Well, here's the thing. This is how God.
Here's the thing.
This is
Let's
how God works.
unpack.
Let's talk about how God works and how much everything that comes at you is for you. I am horrible,
Eventually.
as she said. I'm horrible at being sick.
Yeah, you're a bad patient. Bad
However,
patient.
that's the 3D me. I'm very impatient, want to fix it, want to fix it, want to fix it. But the beauty of the journey that I've been on in my awakening is that I can separate a little bit. I can go meditate, I can get in the bath. I could be feeling horrible, chills, everything, and I can still go to other places. And so as I was going to the other places, I was trying to find the light in the experience, you know? And one of the things that was immediate was I literally had no desire to have coffee. I had no desire to have unhealthy food. I had no desire to drink alcohol. And I had been wanting to quit drinking. It's just, it's such a big part of a social life. And, you know, and it's not like I'm a big drinker, but I was a consistent drinker as far as, you know, going out a lot. And so because I was sick for so long, it's just like the craving went away. And so I'm going to use this momentum. But yeah, it's so cool how if you try to pull the lessons out of anything, you know, whether it's being sick or losing a boyfriend or whatever it is, you really can. And
Especially if your boyfriend has too many surprises, then you gotta lose him immediately.
he gets booted. On the other hand, if he has a bunker, we'll take him.
Bunker babes.
Exactly. But yeah, it was a beautiful lesson, and I literally had a spiritual experience that I'm just going to keep to myself, but it was very powerful, and yeah, it was an interesting time, but I felt very supported. I have a very good friend who's a doctor, and she took such good care of me, and so did you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're an awesome.
I'm a great nurse.
You're great. You're just a great human. So you did a good job. And I am very specific about the way I like things. So
Yeah, you are.
didn't
Every
have
time I go to the
you didn't
store,
have to
you're
guess.
like, you got this one? I wanted this one. You sent me out for baby aspirin, and then when I brought it back, you're like, this is not the right one. I was like, well, what's wrong with that? I was like, it's 81 milligrams of aspirin, which is the definition of
It's
baby
okay.
aspirin.
It's okay. We
No,
can
no, no.
stop the story, unless you want me to go into your stories that you don't want me to talk about. Okay, this is how we.
I wanna hear
this
both
is-
these stories.
This is how we're gonna roll. But yes, you were very accommodating to my particular requests.
Yes, but that's why I even before you got sick, I was like, I'm gonna stop going to the grocery store for you because you complain about everything that I bring back because it's wrong. I brought back a chicken. The whole chicken is the only chicken I could find. I went to 2 stores to find a chicken because it was right after the holidays, and you're like, a 4-pound chicken? You're like, what is this for peasants?
It was
a 4-pound chicken?
It's less than
You
4
were
pounds.
so mad about this
It
4-pound
was 3
chicken.
pounds 8
No,
ounces.
it was not. It was 4 pounds. I remember it. It was
Okay.
like 4.0 something, whatever. It was a small chicken, but it was the only chicken that they had, and I was very
It
blessed
was
to
a
find
very
this
skinny
chicken.
little
It
chicken.
was a very skinny little chicken. The
Was it already
chicken-
cooked or uncooked?
It was uncooked. It was
Okay.
a whole. We were making chicken soup.
Gotcha.
We've also been we've also been cooking at home a
Which
lot.
has been awesome.
It's been really nice. That's something I wanted to do for a long time.
Yeah,
But
I
now
have
that we
no
moved-
desire really to go to restaurants at all still. That doesn't sound good to me. Even the finest restaurant, I'm like, how about if we have ribeyes at home? Or, I just,
Well, because you know what's in the food.
and I know it's organic
Yes.
and it's perfect. We've been really luxuriating in amazing food
Yeah, it's been
since I
nice.
got sick. So there's all kinds of good things that happen. And so the other thing that was really nice is the 8 pounds that I gained during COVID.
That's 2 chickens.
COVID gave me back, and so I thought that was really nice of COVID.
You mean it took it away?
Yeah, it took it away.
Yes.
And took it back. And so I was like, okay, well, and I remember like after like day 4 or something, I'm like, I can't believe it. If I'm going to be sick, I want to lose weight.
Yeah, you were already really like you're like deathly ill, and you're like, I've lost 4
No,
pounds.
I lost 0 pounds then, and I was mad. But then I finally, a couple days later, it was like, okay, it's starting to hit.
Yeah, I was like, I think when your body is fighting off a virus, it has other things to do. It can't burn fat.
Well,
It's like, listen, lady, we got shit to
I was
do.
really happy. It gave me, it took all that weight that COVID gave me back. So that was
The COVID
nice.
lockdowns.
And then on top of it, I got pneumonia, and so it was just no fun.
But I didn't get sick.
No.
My immune system is a fortress, apparently, or I've already
And
had
you're
it.
really the only person I was around. Really?
Well, yeah, no, because I was talking to someone about it, and like, oh, did you wear a mask around your mom and stay away from her? I was like, nah, I was trying to get those antibodies. I was like, you can cough all over me. Like, I kind of wanted to see if I would get it. You know what I mean? It was interesting, but I also think because I was so unafraid that I
Yeah.
didn't get it. I think if I was really afraid and tiptoeing around you and not wanting to like be there, I might have gotten it. But because I was like, hell yeah, let's watch movies in the
Yeah,
middle
and
of the
that
day.
was that was the other lesson that I learned is, and you pointed this out the last time I got sick because I did not want to go on our Christmas trip, not because I didn't want to
This is
be with the
2,
family,
3 years ago.
not
Christmases
because I
ago.
didn't want to be with the family, but because
You don't like the cold.
I don't like the winter. I'm not a mountain winter
I don't like
girl.
this whole season.
Yeah, just done with it. I guess when you grew up in Chicago, you've had enough. You're done. And so I did not want to go, and I got so sick. And I think anytime I truly offend my soul, it adds that extra layer of stress that my body's just like, nope, we're not going to do it. And so between all of the new clients I have and doing 2 extra like YouTube shows a week and moving and Christmas, I just got out of what I would call my rhythm and my flow because I usually take really good care of myself, and I did not. And I was doing things I didn't want to do, and I got sick again. And so I just think that it's something to consider for people. If you are having a hard time with your health, how are you offending your soul? How is your heart not sacred? How are you not taking really good care of yourself? And if that's the case, you should never get sick. because Carly takes such good
I do
care
take
of
really good care of
herself.
myself. I take really good care of
She
myself.
has got it down. I mean, everything from the slippers to the matching pajamas to the silken.
I just make sure
eye
that even
thing.
I make sure even that my relaxation is productive in some kind of way. I'm like, we're gonna take a bath with these vitamins and minerals.
Yes.
I like rejuvenation.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's really.
But I enjoy all those kinds of self-care things. So,
Can you share with everybody how you did the most recent bath?
oh my gosh, so Mercury in retrograde started a few days ago, and we got to protect ourselves from that because Mercury, it's not gonna make your life bad, but it changes things. Like it makes communication hard. You're supposed to give yourself extra time to get places. It can affect technology. The way someone described it was like there's less good energy available at that time because it's just working things out. The planets are going through some things, so we're gonna go through some things. So I took a bath. I took an Epsom salt bath because that's really good for like drawing out negative energies.
Yes.
And I did a little.
But set the scene.
What?
What else did you do?
Well, no, I'm getting to
Oh,
that.
okay.
So, and then I have my best friend Brianna. Shout out to Brianna. She brought
She
me.
makes almost every show. Hi, Bri.
I know. I was like, I don't know if you watch this, but I literally talk about you every single show. So she brought me a white candle, which is like an intention candle, and then you like light it and then let it burn all the way down. Which I did until I was about to fall asleep and I was scared the fire was going to start, so I blew it out. So I'm just like, I hope this
Safety
intention.
first.
I hope this intention finished. So I lit a white candle and then I put rose petals in the bath as well for the smell. So we have Epsom salt, we have rose petals, we have a candle, and then I made I did orange peel and clove and I boiled it for like 2 hours, and then I let it simmer while I went on a walk. And then I put it in the fridge with a bunch of ice to get it cold. And then after my bath, I poured just like this
orange
spice
oil.
mixture. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's like 1 cup of that. And I did 2 cups of just distilled water. So it smelled like orange and clove. It's very strong.
Wow.
And then, but I set the intention. I was like, I want to cleanse any negative energy and I want to protect myself from anything.
Not to mention, you would smell amazing.
Oh, I smelled so good. My skin my skin smelled like roses and oranges.
Citrus,
And it was
yeah.
so nice. And then I took so when you're doing energy work, I experienced this one time with someone that was doing it for me. It's really weird. Like if your eyes are closed and you're kind of like getting energy out or bringing a lot of energy in, it's kind of like when you drank too much and you close your eyes and you feel like it's spinning. You know that feeling?
Yeah.
It's that feeling. But you close your eyes and you feel like you're spinning around in a circle like all over the room, even though you know your eyes are closed. And that's how you know that energy is working through your body. And so it was weird because like 2 hours after my bath, I laid down for a nap, and then I felt that feeling of just like all this like energy, and then I just conked out.
Yeah.
I was just dead, and I was tired for like 2 days after that.
So do you actually see it spinning? Because that's what happens to me when I meditate.
No, you are. I'm spinning. I
Yeah.
was the roller coaster.
Yeah. But what happens is, like, at least for me, I literally know it's energy. And it's wild because it's doing, it's going in both directions at the same time, and it's circling around itself and doing all these really cool things, and it's just like I can see it. Like it's so beautiful. I love looking at it. But I haven't actually had the experience of feeling like I'm spinning like a vertigo or something like that, though. That's cool.
That's what and I didn't know it was normal till I was working with a lady who was doing it, and I was like, should I feel like I'm on a roller coaster right now, like with my eyes closed? And she's like, yeah, that's normal. It's just energy. And I was like, okay, cool. Great.
Were you getting Reiki, or what was the?
I did it a few years ago. It was the one that you got for me. It wasn't Reiki. I don't know what she was. She was a magician, though.
Oh, the one that did over the phone?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was in Europe when she did it, so it was over the phone. It was nuts.
I think John Burgos gave us the name of that person.
Yeah, I wish I remembered.
I
her
wish I
name.
did too, because she
Like
sounds
3 years ago.
amazing.
Yeah, she was awesome. If I
Yeah.
find it, I'll link it.
Yeah, because
Um,
she was like worth every penny.
Yeah, that's nuts. Want to hear something crazy I read this week?
I would love it.
So there was a
Talk
kid.
to me, baby.
There's a kid who lives in like the UK. He was hit by a car and put into a coma of March 1st of last year, and he just started to wake up this week. So he literally has no idea.
Oh, that 2020 even happened.
I had no idea.
I'm
I'm
like,
like,
so
could you imagine?
surreal.
Where would you even begin to explain? Where do you start? Literally, like you'd have to go through month by month Because every month some crazy shit happened. You'd be like
Every day, Car.
Yes.
There was a point in time where it was every day there was something.
December and January was wild. February seems really chill.
Not-
Like I can't tell if it's just because the media is letting up because Trump's not
Yeah.
president anymore. And they're like,
Yeah.
everything's fine. The kids are not in cages. They're in playpens.
Oh my gosh! And
but-
I'm thinking you have some comments about AOC being attacked in the building that she wasn't even in the building.
I was gonna save that for my
Oh,
tweet.
okay. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah,
You can
she's
go
my-
ahead and we'll save it for later if you want.
Yeah, no, I don't worry. I'll get into that.
Okay. I think it's really fun to focus on her.
I know. I feel sometimes it's funny because I feel like, you know, when your best friend's dating someone and you know that they're bad news, but they don't believe you yet.
Yeah.
Watching everyone kind of be less impressed with AOC is how I feel about this, because
You feel like, okay, finally everyone's seeing the
'cause
bad
I was
boyfriend.
I was like, y'all, listen, she could be. Me and her could have the same exact ideals aligned, and I still think she's annoying. Which is funny because usually you're supposed to criticize politicians on their policies and not like who they
Yeah.
are. But I'm like, she just has always rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
But I just think it's a lot. I think it's just performative, and I think that's what is being eaten up by people.
Right.
They're making these politicians celebrities, and like, your president is your public servant. I don't
Yeah.
care what shoes they're wearing. Okay, I don't want to see their cool tweets.
Yeah.
Like, I want them to be a public servant. Like,
Right.
It's just a very interesting thing. What were we talking about? Oh, the dude who forgot everything. So he's still like, shout out, I think his name's Joseph. Shout
Sorry,
out to
I
Joseph.
interrupted you.
We're going to send him good energy. I hope he heals quickly.
Yes.
He's coming out of a
Good
coma.
idea.
He's in stage 2 where he can like blink and acknowledge things.
Can you imagine how excited the family is?
And I was like, I didn't
What
know
a
that people could
present.
come back. Like he's still not
Oh,
talking.
yeah.
But he's cognitive and he's acknowledging things that are going on.
Yeah.
And they started, I think it's called like Joseph's Journey on Twitter, and they started it. I followed it because I was like, I want updates on this kid. Like,
Yeah.
because usually if someone's in a coma for that long, I think that they don't usually come back. Is that common?
Oh,
Right?
it's
10
I had
months is a
one of
long
my
time.
friends in high school. His older sister did that. She was in a coma, I think 6 months or
Holy
something.
shit.
Yeah, and when she came back, it wasn't really heard. She had to rebuild a whole, like, people had
Yeah.
to tell her who she was and what she was. Now she was able to relearn, everything, but yeah, she ran right into some stupid city planner put a barricade between one city and another city, even though it was a thoroughfare for years and years and years. There's tons of warnings and stuff. I don't know exactly what happened, but yeah, she ran right into the barricade.
Wow.
And
she
it
get her
was like-
memories back?
It was like railroad ties and like, it's nuts. I mean, it did have tons of signage on it and stuff, but when you're used to going a certain direction your whole life, you don't expect it, But it's interesting that I love these kind of stories. And one of my clients today sent me a story about a professional baseball player who killed himself or tried to kill himself, and he missed. So he had put the gun up to his temple, and he shot his eye out, and he woke up like 4 hours later
Holy shit.
and went and showered and was like,
don't want to
gonna-
stink at the hospital.
no, he wasn't even gonna go to the hospital. He's like, I'm just gonna lay on my bed and die. And I guess someone in his family found him 20 hours later. I don't know. I didn't get time to actually finish the bottom of it. But one of the most beautiful things is that his mission right now is to help people overcome depressive situations because he has a completely new perspective. And one of my favorite quotes from the article was, I tried to kill myself, but I shot my ego. And that's literally all. He's literally giving you the insight that so often when there is the desire to check out, it's the ego that wants to check out, not the soul.
That's why when people do psychedelics, that's what's called an ego death.
Yeah.
When you do mushrooms or whatever, you have an
Right.
ego death.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But good for him.
But
That's
yeah,
nuts.
I just thought that was an amazing story. And, it's so interesting to me because somebody like that, like he was literally cleaning his apartment, organizing everything, making sure that like when his family found him, it would be easy. So thoughtful. It's amazing to me that you can be that thoughtful and kind and loving to others and not truly embrace where you are. But
Well,
If you're that concerned about it, that's a pretty messy, gruesome way to kill yourself, though. A
yeah,
gunshot to the head.
he actually talks
true.
about how he got in his car and he was thinking, well, maybe I'll go do it at a park, but then he didn't want somebody to, have their kids there. And like, there's all these thoughts that, went through his mind, but he ended up back at his house.
Well, that's what they say. Like people who are suicidal, when they decide to kill themselves, they're so relieved that they're really happy. And that's what they do. They organize everything. They throw away things. They usually clean their rooms. They get everything. It's not like if someone who has premeditated it a while, everyone who's talked to like that person on the day was like, they were so happy that day. And it's because they feel free finally.
Yeah.
Because they finally made the decision that it's going to happen. So they don't feel like connected to like the earthly things that were making them sad. So they're like, well,
Yeah, I love it. And what's so crazy is apparently with one eye missing, he's still going to go and try to get back into baseball, which would be really
yeah. Have we ever had a one-eyed baseball player before?
cool story. It's got to be so
does he
hard.
wear an eye patch?
Because
Eye
he
patches are
loses
cool.
depth perception, And so I don't know how you do that, but
Yeah.
maybe it's not professional baseball. Maybe he's just going
Yeah.
to play baseball. I don't know.
Yeah, and maybe it's like one of those things they know it'll draw a lot of people in, so they'll like have him on the team.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
just
mean?
thought it was such an inspiring story, and I just love that one quote. He shot his ego.
Yeah.
Just amazing, and that's the thing is we really do all have that free will choice, and thank God, more people don't make that choice because it's tragic, and it affects so many more people than I think people realize. I don't think when they're making that decision that they understand the butterfly effect of their loss. But the good thing is the people that really do understand their faith and God, that you can just rely on peace beyond understanding, to have peace but not understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we try and understand everything so much, we intellectualize it. Like, why is this happening? People say that all the time. I don't understand. I don't understand why that's happening. I don't understand. And it's like, well, it's happening, so you understand real quickly. But you know what I mean? Like sometimes you gotta surpass.
You got to make adjustments.
You gotta surpass logical thinking. But yeah, I think that it's real tough. And I think that suicides are up in a lot of places. And
It's so tragic.
Yeah, it's real
It
sad.
is. It's up like, I saw somewhere up like 700%, or
700 people, I think, per county of overdoses more or something like that.
there was, I'm not going to give any numbers because I'll be wrong. But I do think I read that there was a particular place that had theirs was up 700%.
There was this article about, what's that depression medicine?
Prozac?
Ooh, no.
Lexapro, Zoloft.
There's some ingredient in one of those that's a natural occurring mineral. And they were doing a study about this natural spring water source had, is lithium one of them?
Yeah, because that's like crazy water.
That's like extreme, though. I think people.
yeah.
Yeah, well, there's-
lithium is for what are they used for usually?
Is it antipsychotic?
It's
Yes,
something like that.
it's an
yeah,
antipsychotic.
It's one of those that really kind of like zombifies you, for lack
Okay,
of a better term.
Let's find out. So there's there's a spring that has this natural occurring, I don't want to say lithium? I don't know. I sound like a scientist over
I know
here.
crazy water in mineral wells. That's how it became a big deal, was because the people that lived around there started healing from mental things because they were getting all the minerals, but I'm not sure which minerals.
That's what they were saying. They were saying that people who lived near here, like the suicide rates of people who were drinking,
their water.
natural occurring lithium in drinking water linked to reduced suicide rates.
Yeah.
Isn't that nuts? But what's crazy to me about that is
But it's
how,
probably like trace mineral. Like it's got to be
Yeah.
tiny.
But think about it. You can literally be deficient in one mineral and it can make you like completely depressed, completely exhausted. Like that's the biggest thing for me is people don't realize how much their mood is affected towards what they eat
Yeah.
and what they drink. And like some people literally aren't depressed. They just need to get their blood work done, and they could be extremely deficient in something because your neurotransmitters are made in your gut.
Right.
So that's why I always tell people if they're really sad or really like have a lot of anxiety, I'm like, start just eating really, really healthy and see if it changes. Anything. That's a good
For
place
me,
to start.
just working out and cutting out anxiety. Cutting
out,
out.
I just cut out
caffeine.
anxiety.
Yeah, just cut it out.
Just cut it out.
But no, when I cut out caffeine and I started regularly working out, I was able to get rid of my anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the only two things I did,
Yeah.
and it worked. And luckily, I haven't had it come back at all.
Mm-hmm.
I get normal like nerves, like exciting, like, stuff like that, but I don't get true anxious or panic attacks or anything like that. Haven't had them in years.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Well, yeah. That's
Haven't had it since my divorce.
good for you. Good for you.
No more stress. Peace beyond understanding.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Something else that reminded me of that kid that woke up from the coma is the guy who forgot his password to his Bitcoin.
Oh my gosh.
How many Bitcoins does he have?
So heartbreaking.
Doesn't he have, like,
250 million?
$250 million worth of Bitcoin. He can't remember his password. And he has 2 tries left.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
And they said that there's over like I think
It's so, I
think there's
right?
a couple $1 billion that is just floating around in there that is unclaimed that they already
a lot
know.
of it is that guy that's in prison and the FBI seized it, right? Isn't Ross Ulbricht?
No.
Ulbricht?
I mean from passwords, from not knowing passwords.
Oh my God. Could you imagine?
He's not that $250 million guy. Isn't the only one.
If there's ever a time, that's why you use the same few passwords for everything and you just rotate them. Then you can literally never be
I'm
wrong.
not going to tell you my secret, but it's good. I like mine. I have a system.
Yes, it's very hackable, by the way.
You don't know that.
I do know that. It's fine. Mine is too, but I don't have $250 million worth of Bitcoin laying anywhere, so.
Game wins. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And and that's another thing on Michael Jaco's show. Well, it would have been already by the time this one shows up. It would have been like the day before. We're having Cyrus Parsa on. Remember, I bought his books in the beginning of COVID.
The microbiota terrorism.
Yes, the bioterrorism and the social programming and all that. But one of the things that I didn't realize he covers in the book are clones. And did you see that they actually are cloning a human pig right now? Like how?
Well, they've already cloned dogs. You can literally clone your dog.
but it's a human.
Yeah.
With a pig. What's wrong with people? How do they choose
they're
this?
merging them. They've made an embryo that's a human pig hybrid.
I know that.
Yeah.
That is disgusting.
Isn't that a scary movie? Isn't there like a, or am I thinking of like the orcs from Lord
Do
of
you
the Rings?
understand
Sounds kinda like that horror movie
that
Splice.
goes so far against what God would want
So
with
does
any
yeah, but
human
so does,
DNA?
So does,
Or
yeah.
the fly.
So disgusting.
Yeah. But God probably doesn't want plastic surgery either. Like,
So
at what
that's the
point-
question I'm going to have for him. Probably like I'm going to be really tuning in on the clones. And one of the things that he said that I hadn't really thought about was when they make clones of humans, so weird. Like, what is it then? Like just
Well, how does he know it doesn't have a soul?
I guess I don't. That's a great question. I'm going to ask that. Thank you very much. I'm glad you got me ready for the show. I'll be asking that question.
I mean, that just like defines consciousness as well.
Well,
Like,
the
what
thing
does
is,
have a
though,
soul?
this is conscious. You know, a
Yeah,
glass,
you could say anything's conscious.
a
but-
mineral's conscious, a plant is conscious, an animal's conscious. It's just what level of consciousness. It's just the atomic force that holds it together. But anything has transmitters and receivers, so we know what it is. It defines it.
But how are we to say what has a soul and what doesn't?
I don't know. I don't know. This is a great question. Thank you.
We technically have no proof that any of us have a soul.
Yeah. I don't know because like, even though I'm a finite woman, I feel how infinite I can go with my imagination.
But it's not proof. That's what, well, I mean, just for argument's sake, it's like, we can't see it, can't measure it.
We need to get a
can't weigh it,
physicist in here.
can't talk to it.
What about like the 21 grams you lose when you die or whatever?
Yeah.
Or is that urban myth? I don't even know.
I don't know if that's true either.
I don't know
have
if
no
it's
idea.
true. I don't know if it's true, but I love the idea of it. And
You get skinnier when you die. Hell yeah. It'd be hot as fuck in my coffin.
and my energy's going back to God.
Yo, coffins are kind of selfish because like your flesh rots in a box and doesn't even give it back to the earth. I don't know if I like that.
Well, let me know so that
But what's the point of rotting in a box?
should
Are
I
you
notice
supposed to
you
be fertilizer?
cleaning your room and leaving me a note? I'll be sure to know what to do with you.
Yeah.
I'm dying first. It's the deal. Okay.
I don't know if I want to be in a box.
Yeah.
Coffins are expensive too.
You can get cremated.
Yeah, that's kind of weird too. I don't want to be on anyone's like mantle either.
Well, you can like, say, please put me in the English Channel.
The English Channel.
Wherever you want to go.
Traveling with ashes.
We would do this for you.
Yeah, I just don't know if I really care that much. But maybe
Yeah.
that becomes more important the older you get.
This is so interesting because this is one of the few episodes we've had where we haven't gone dark until now.
Yeah. In my will, like, I don't care really what happens to my body, but I know, and there's going to be riddles in my will. It's going to be a scavenger hunt. Good luck. It's going to be the gift that keeps giving.
So the treasure that you get, you might hide.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a Fabergé egg? You holding out on us?
If I had a Fabergé egg, I wouldn't be here right now. Let's be honest. I'd be somewhere else. I'd take my $33
you'd be on a
million
yacht somewhere,
Yeah.
wearing-
I'd find myself a
Wearing your slippers and your
emperor
matching pajamas.
or a prince or something. Looking for more of them.
You're looking to upgrade to Empress.
Yeah, I'm like, I just have one Fabergé
Have egg, looking for empire.
Yeah, I'm like, I only have one egg, but I want to make an omelet. Let's go! All right, do we want to do our last segment?
Oh, yeah. I actually have two of your
Why
tweets.
did you tweet that? I haven't been tweeting as much
Yes,
lately.
why did you tweet that? Is this section?
Mine's funny, and it's not of yours. It's someone random's. but
Okay.
I really wanted
we
to
already
bring it
know
in.
it's AOC, right?
It has to do with her. but
Okay.
yes.
So I have two for you.
Okay, ready? I'm ready.
The first one is I stayed awake until 8 a.m. this morning watching all 4 Hunger Game movies. That's my true Hollywood story.
Okay, so we watched the first 2 Hunger
I
Games
did.
movies.
I watched it with her. 2 of them. I didn't
And you
hang
didn't
out
like
till
them?
8 a.m. No, because
They were
was
too depressing.
They're so mean to the people.
Yeah,
They're so
she-
mean to the
she
people.
was like, "This is
and
dark."
then she watches The Rebellion, which would have been the part that I would have liked.
But you don't even like action. You don't even like the action part of action movies either.
I like Wonder Woman one.
So we finished them at like 2:30 in the morning. And then I went upstairs, and if I get obsessed with something, I'm like,
It was 1:30. It was 1:30.
By the time I clean,
You must have taken an intermission. And
well, I have my nighttime routine.
Yeah.
I gotta vacuum. I gotta clean the kitty litter box. I gotta feed the cats. I gotta wash my face. I gotta hang upside down for 6 minutes on my yoga stand. I do that every night. 6 minutes upside down.
I
on my
love
yoga
it.
Stand.
Do you jump on the trampoline?
No. Sometimes I do that in the morning.
Yeah.
Usually. But we finished the first 2 Hunger Games, and I read the books a long time ago. But now I was like, I have to know what happens next. And so I stayed up and watched the rest of them. And also earlier that day, I had finished reading Animal Farm, and it was not a good day to do all of those things at once. Because
Yeah.
after that, you're like, damn.
This world could go bad
This
fast.
can go back quick.
And
We
so
pigs are brain workers.
we watched The Kingsman, and then we watched Hunger Games, and both of them absolute predictive programming.
The
Absolute.
Kingsman.
Yeah.
What about the Kingsman as predictive programming?
5G? Like literally,
there is-
Samuel
oh,
Jackson.
okay, yeah.
He has that machine.
Don't say anything that's going to get us kicked off YouTube.
Okay, I won't. But anyway, he like zaps all the people and
Yes.
makes them hate each other, which I can't wait to ask Cyrus Parsa how much of the DTS is programmed?
What the is the DTS?
You told me not to say it, so I can't say it. The ex-president's syndrome?
What?
Never mind.
Trump derangement syndrome?
Yes.
What's DTS then?
Donald Trump syndrome
No,
or whatever.
it's Trump
Oh,
derangement
is it
syndrome.
2DS?
Okay, Mom, Trump derangement syndrome's not going to get us kicked off
Okay,
YouTube.
I don't know the- I don't know
But
the rules.
if you say that the vaccines are going to make everyone upgrade to transhumans, then that might get us kicked off. By the way,
Well,
I'm
you
joking.
just did it.
No, but listen, context. I'm an entertainer. I never say to listen to anything that I say.
That's true. And the way Carlisle presented it was satire.
Yep.
There you go. All right, I'm all about it. And so I used I had a dyslexic moment, but anyway, it's programmed. Like people are actually fed algorithms to.
Oh well, yeah.
to
There's a whole.
adopt
The funniest thing
beliefs.
about this is there was literally a whole Netflix documentary about it. It's called The Social Dilemma or something like that. And a man who used to work at Twitter, Facebook, Google, whatever, was talking about how everyone's algorithm is literally just catered to what they want to believe. It's feeding them what they want to hear.
Yeah.
And then people still will. Everyone I know watch that. They'll watch that and then still not get that it's happening in their real life.
to them.
I'm like,
Yeah. Well,
But-
I got off Facebook and Instagram, and I'm feeling super good about it. I thought it might bother me, but I don't miss it at all.
Yeah.
Like literally,
I hate
not
Facebook,
at all. And
honestly.
I'm not even on Twitter like I used to be either.
yeah, I love Twitter. But yeah, I've been trying to get my screen time down to 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I
For
think
the
I'm at,
whole
like,
phone, everything, or just one app?
Just what do you mean?
So you just mean your phone?
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
that thing you check on your phone that
Yes.
says how many hours you're on?
Yeah, because my computer doesn't do that. And if I'm
Oh,
on my
okay.
computer, it's usually not like screen time.
Yeah. It's usually NBA games.
Yes.
Okay, so here's
Yeah,
your,
what's my
here's
other
your
tweet?
other tweet. Your other tweet was the left can't meme, but the right can't infograph.
This was such a good tweet, and literally nobody liked it, and
I
I'm
did.
bitter about it. Because you know how everyone always says the left can't meme? That's
Uh-huh.
kind of true, because they
Yeah.
can't. But also the right, do you know what infographic is?
Yeah, of course.
But like, do you know like the Instagram infographics?
Yes.
Like, you know how like right after the Capitol Hill, everyone was like posting. It's like here's what it means to be a terrorist, and it's
Right.
like, but it's like a pink background, and it's
Yeah.
like orange lettering, and
Yeah.
it's like where white supremacy is showing up in your life. And then it's like whatever happens, anytime anything big happens in the world, all I see on Instagram is the same people reposting the same infographics, and it's driving me insane.
yeah.
And I'm like, who's making these info? And I just think it's really funny that like there's these really terrible things as well that people are putting into like these cute little presentable slideshow things. And I'm like, damn.
Oh my gosh, one of my favorite ones recently was Dane sending us that thing where the little girl's hiding under the thing and the
Oh,
the
yes.
super soldier robot
like, hunting her.
is hunting her, and it said, you know,
It
what
says Robinhood investors with
Right.
$600 stimmy checks, and
Yes.
then the girl hiding in the corner is
yes,
like
the hedge
fund managers.
fund.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good because that really happened.
Yeah, it's wild. I know. I can't wait to hear about the kid in Tacoma who hears about that as well.
I know there's so much.
There's so much.
Is
but-
he cute?
He's like 19. Are you trying to get me arrested? I don't know if he's cute. I hope he's healthy though. That's what matters.
Yes. We'll pray for him.
What was I gonna say? Something. Oh, but yeah. So the right can't infographic. Have you ever read an infographic that's like trying to get concerned? It's not good. It's not compelling. They don't have the infographics right.
It's just not good.
Yeah. So that's why the left is winning the culture war because they got the infographics. Okay. So here's a tweet. It's from someone. Their Twitter is Old Red Tree. His name's Rex. So AOC tweeted, this is right after the Capitol Hill riots. She tweeted, was barricaded in for several hours. I'll tell y'all about it later. And then he quote tweeted it and said, he said, the cat after I closed my bedroom door because I don't realize he's in there.
Nobody knew she was in there.
But I was I was laughing so hard because that's what my cat Eli does.
Yeah.
But it was barricaded in for several hours. I'll tell you all about it later. That is me when I open the door and realize that Eli's been stuck in a room for 4 hours.
Oh, poor baby.
I know. Yeah, but also with the AOC thing, it'll be interesting to see because she was in an office that's connected to Capitol Hill building. And she says that there's tunnels and they're very clearly marked. But then also she's talking about the man outside her door
Who was an officer.
a police officer. But the funniest thing about that to me is like how much people will try to benefit from their own victimhood from something. I'm like, people literally died that day, and you're saying
It's the
that you
biggest
have
thing wrong with
trauma
our
from it.
culture right now is victimhood.
Yes, and I just think it's interesting that when it's just funny. She's adamant about defending her position on Twitter, and she went on Instagram Live to like reenact what happened to her at the Capitol building. I'm like, go to work. Go to work. People are dying.
Yeah.
You represent New York. People are literally getting hunted down in the streets. Do something, please. People don't want you reenacting action movies on your Instagram Live.
Yeah, that's the
It's
part
so
that you've been the
funny.
biggest. That's the part that's been the most frustrating for you.
Oh
is
yeah, I'm just go
to
work.
watch the
Just-
arrogance of
Oh,
somebody focusing completely
On
in
themselves.
on themselves or politics,
Yeah.
instead of the people that they, like you said,
Yeah.
serve.
They're using people as puppets to talk about how they care so much, and then they're turning around and not doing anything for them. But yeah, because what's Congress's approval rating is 26%.
It's horrible.
It's nuts.
Everybody's kind of done with it.
yeah, everyone's
So this is why we're supposed to
So-
stay suspicious.
This is why we gotta stay suspicious. Maybe I should run. If I ran for Congress, that would be my slogan. Be stay suspicious.
I love it. I would
right.
vote for you.
Thank you.
I think you would serve me like you did when I was sick.
I'll be very good. of my
Thank
own
you
personal
all for
Congress.
coming.
Yes, thank you so much. We will be back very soon. We promise not to take another break. We will stay.
Yeah, that was just because I got
Healthy
sick.
as fuck.
Yeah, there
Okay.
you go.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.